everyone, today I'll be reviewing this brand new show just dropped on Netflix called A Storm for Christmas, and this series it is from Norway, and this show it is about Christmas, and we see all this passenger in this airport. All their flight get cancelled because of this huge storm is happening, and in the show centers around all this passenger who's stuck in this airport, and we see all their life, how the flight cancellation affected them. And some of this passenger, one of them, I found their story, like their flight to New York got canceled, like, and he has this surgery next day, and if he doesn't go to that surgery, like his eye surgery, his eyesight will get affected by that delay. And when I saw that, I'm like, oh, it is really sad. Although the show, it's very well made. Like when you watch it, all the production design, it takes place in airport, and this show shows you your biggest nightmare before going to Christmas anywhere. Your flight get cancelled and you're stuck airport. It is the worst thing could happen. So I don't know how much people will like this show. I found it, some characters are interesting. One lady, she was like hooking up with one guy, and one, I guess a bartender, he finds out something about his test coming, and the people who works at the airport. This show, it is about all these people are at the airport. Is this movie kind of like what is the Tom Hanks movie? It's Terminal. It is kind of like all these airport people, how they're handling the situation. And we see this pilot, he need to be on standby, although his flight get cancelled, he cannot go home, and all these people who's handling the luggage, and yeah, it is kind of like an airport drama. And sometimes airport dramas are interesting, and sometimes they are not, because this is I think you will like watching this show, like when like you are home and cozy, you are safe, you don't need to fly anywhere. That is what I think. If you are flying somewhere and you watch this show, you're like, whoa. I was like thinking about that, because the Christmas next week, when I was watching, I was like, whoa, I don't want this to happen to me if I'm flying to see my family. And I'm like, whoa. And this storm was like really heavy storm, and there was a in this show it is quite, like, I would say, diverse. And in this show it was the Black Santa in Norway. I was like, whoa, that is like, I don't know how much I believe it. That is what was I thinking. The Black Santa character was interesting, because one girl, she was like asking this expensive bag, and he just freaks out. He's like, are you kidding me? You are asking for this expensive bag? You know how much, how many people are poor? You are asking for this? How it's fair? It was funny. Overall, this show, it is very well made, though. It is very, like, when you watch it, you are like, oh, you feel like you are watching this people drama unfold in front of you. Some of their stories interesting, some of them are not, but some of the scene do get very repetitive, because these people, they're trying to get onto their flight, and their flight has been delayed, and this lady, she's trying to like tell them same thing, all the flight has been cancelled. And there was one singer who is also on this flight. There is some interesting scene happen in this show, like here and there. Overall, it does get very repetitive. Do I want to know like all the way? I would say this show, it is okay. It's not like that great, but it's not bad either. I would say, like, that is what I was thinking when I was watching. I'm like, oh, it's just you put on and you watch it for Christmas time. But some of the story does get very like repetitive, and some of the story you don't care. Overall, I would say it is a okay watch. And if you have nothing to watch on Christmas time, this is, this show, I will say, still the well made though. And that's my thought on this. Let me know in the comment, what do you think about this show? And if you enjoyed this review, don't forget my other review on other Norway show. If you enjoy this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take care.